Alright. Alright. How is everybody doing tonight? Let's get this kind of situated here, but yeah, hello everyone. My name is Master Sarmarian, and welcome to tonight's stream here. I'm gonna be starting off something a little bit different here, just for the start of this. I actually kind of want to talk for a moment here before we kind of get things rolling here. Uh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, how is everyone doing tonight here? Hey everyone, my name is Master Summerin. Um, yeah, tonight we are gonna be kind of reminiscing a bit of 2025, and I'm gonna preface this by saying this isn't my usual 2020, like, end of year fare. Usually for the thing I've done in the past for end of the year celebrations was that I always did usually a clip show, sometimes some other, like, here's the top such and such moments. I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different here this year, and that's that I want to do a mini clip show. If anybody remembers anything from this year, please feel free to let me know, because honestly, aside from a handful of things, I can't remember too much, considering I did 6 Kirby Let's Plays in a row. Like, my mind is kind of clouded on that, plus, like, um, various other things kind of in the middle of all that. Um, the year started with, actually, I was Let's Playing Spyro, and most of the Spyro the Dragon Let's Play was actually this year. I think only up to part 3 or 4 was uploaded last year. Now that I think about it, I think I began that Let's Play on Christmas last year, now that I think about it. Yeah, that sounds about right. So most of Spyro was this year as well. And then Mario vs. Donkey Kong was this year. All but the last video, which is recorded. I just have yet to actually edit that, and that's going to go live on Friday. I normally would upload it tomorrow, but tomorrow is New Year's, so the New Year's fair is going to be uploaded tomorrow instead. So that's what's happening there. Um, but yeah, no, I'm going to be uploading a special video with a little bit of clip show stuff here and there, and also just kind of talking about some other games I played. Tonight's stream, I kind of want to just take a minute to acknowledge and play a lot of the hitters for this year for me. And by that I mean a bunch of old stuff, and then a couple of Nintendo goodies here and there that I played this year, because I guess what you could call a Nintendo scrub, and I have not played that many other big hitters on the other platforms. You know, I have not played your Expedition 33s, your uh, there's a game that's on the tip of my tongue and I'm slipping my mind here. Your what the heck is the name of the game that I was thinking of? I hate that it's slipping my mind. It was something that was nominated for Game of the Year. What the fudge was that game I was thinking of? Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, that's what I was thinking of. You know, I haven't played that. I haven't played Silk Song. I haven't played Hades 2. I haven't even finished the first Hades. I've never even played the first Hollow Knight, so, you know, I never played Death Stranding 2 or any of that other stuff, but, you know, I kind of just want to talk about the things that I did play this year, though, and that's kind of what we're going to do tonight, so it's crazy to think that when the year began, though, we didn't even know about this initially, which is the Nintendo Switch 2, and yeah, you can see my reflection in the window there, but yeah, we didn't even know about the Switch 2 when that was for the year first began, and now look where we are. We're 6 months into the launch of the Switch 2. Um, I feel like that's kind of defined a lot of the year for so many people here, and I won't lie, like, I personally am gonna say it straight up front. I think this was a pretty dang good first year for the Switch 2. And I know that's kind of a thing a lot of people I know are saying that it wasn't and this and that. It almost opinions are stupid sometimes, and I know I've talked about that in a recent stream as well, but like it almost feels like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, you know, but like if I look at the stuff that we got though this year, like by all accounts, I feel like I should say this was a very me year, if I'm being honest. Because there was a lot of good stuff that came out this year. Some of it on the original Switch as well, but there were some announcements that I would never have imagined in a million years would have happened, and within a very short amount of time. I won't say I think this year was perfect, but I'm not gonna be here to, you know, talk about stuff that went on in my personal life. It's not really. I'm not neither here nor there to really talk about that sort of thing, so. Yeah. But. Enough about that, though. I feel like you guys are probably here to hear me talk about the games more, so. Why don't we try and play some games here? If I fix this, because I forgot I was streaming a 4x3 game earlier, and actually I'm going to be streaming another 4x3 game in a minute here, but how about we set this in here? And I want to talk about the very first game of the night here that, going into the year, this was the big one that we had known about at the start of the year. Why does the color seem really off on that? Hold on. Filter. It's not under filters. I'm just gonna try and. I'm praying to God this doesn't give me the same issues before that it gave me in the past there. Is it a display thing? Might be. Let me just try. Sorry. The colors just seem a little off to me here. Might have been something just to do with the HDR settings. I'm not really sure. I just kind of disabled those at least, but let me output this to the right spot here. So yeah, also I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Scarlet lately as well. I actually just kind of got this for not for Christmas, but with like holiday money, and I've been finally playing a Gen 9 game. It feels kind of surreal that, you know, Gen 9 is like, you know, playing it on a Switch 2. I haven't played it on a Switch 1 before, but honestly, it feels very much like a Switch 2 game to me. And I've been really enjoying that a lot, but yeah, no, the big thing that I'm going to be talking about here, it's kind of buried on my shelf there. I was going to grab the physical of this, but Capcom Fighting Collection 2 here. This was, you know, I still remember when this Nintendo Direct aired, actually, and I kind of want to, this may sound like a weird thing to preface here, but I kind of want to maybe reminisce that a little bit, because I didn't, like, my reaction to this game, I wish I seriously recorded it. I watched it at work, and I was kind of in the middle of doing something. It was in a Nintendo Direct, a partner Direct at that. And I popped off so much when I saw this Direct here, because, you know, let me just, I promise we'll get to some game here in a moment, but, like, the fact that you know, we had this Nintendo Direct here, and it started off with some good stuff. You know, there was like Balatro, and it was an indie direct first, followed by a partner showcase. You know, Sea of Stars DLC, Power Wash, Date Everything was shown in here. You know, Pizza Tower I think was confirmed for at Pico Park. Like, it was a pretty decent indie direct, and I don't usually watch a whole lot of indie directs. And then we had this partner showcase with, you know, there's some Tetris, there's Goat Simulator, there's a lot of random stuff like Worms and some Disney Dreamlight thing. We have Patrick Star, you know, it's like, where's this going here? And then some fitness boxing thing. And then it was towards the end of this that like I was kind of skimming through this, and then I had to rewind when I saw this. And then I was like, okay, this is interesting because it was so close to the time of like Marvel vs. Capcom collection. Like, that was just announced at that point. And then I was like, okay, that's a good choice there, CVS collection. Then I'm like, okay, now we're getting some really good stuff because people like CVS 2 a lot. This is a great fighting game, and I was really wanting to play it on something that wasn't like the PS2 version on the PS3 with a broken PS3 controller, because that lagged like hell. And then when I saw Project Justice here, I was like, you guys are doing a Dreamcast era fighting collection. There is no way, like, there was one game, two games actually, that I'm like, you have to include if you're doing this. But the fact they had Project Justice here, I'm like, you guys are doing a Dreamcast collection at that point. And then I didn't even realize this was in here because no one likes Capcom Fighting Evolution. But then it's like, okay, version of Alpha 3 that I didn't really know too much of. I knew of Alpha 3, but not whatever this one was specifically. This one was pretty cool. And I popped off and lost my mind at this duology announcement here, because, like, that is a stacked lineup for a collection right there. Like, both Power Stones, both CVS games, and return of games like Project Justice and Plasma Sword. Like, there was so many good things in this. And, you know, like, I was losing my mind at that announcement. And there was a lot of other cool stuff that was announced in that, too. Like, you know, we got, you know, Tales of Grace's F got, like, an announcement. There was... I'm just gonna jump straight into this here because I feel like you guys have heard me ramble about this enough, but I was so excited for this. And then it took, like, 9 months for this to come out. And, like, 6 months after that direct, we got, like, a trailer talking about when the trailer was. I hope this isn't, like, echoing in a weird way. I don't think it is, but I just saw some bars move on the desktop audio there. If the audio sounds a little weird, just let me know here. I'm kind of just still figuring this out here with the setup here, but I originally actually kind of wanted to start with Project Justice. I might do a match of it in a bit, but I am not good at Project Justice at all. I am honestly quite bad at Project Justice, so yeah, we are gonna start with we were gonna start with Power Stone 2 tonight to kind of reminisce the year here. Which version of the soundtrack am I on? Original. Because it's 2025, we'll play the V2K25 soundtrack for this. I kind of like the original a little bit more, but both are good generally. So if you've never seen this game before, it is... The best way I can describe it is basically 3D Smash Bros. And it is the closest to a 3D Smash Bros. We're ever going to get. This was originally released in... It was an arcade game first back in... Yeah. So good, man. This was an arcade game. I think it released originally in 2000, I want to say. Early 2000s for sure. My favorite character in this game was always a Cell. I'm trying to think who I want to be for this. I'd say a Cell, Wang Tang, and yeah, you know, I'll go with a Cell here. He's always been like my guy. A Cell, Wang Tang, and Ayame are probably the characters that I generally like the most. And you know what? I'm going to start off on the right side, because I almost never pick the right path at the start of this here, so... I almost always start with the floating blue sky level there, but... Yeah, basically, if you've never seen this game before... I know I've streamed it before, not too much here. This is... essentially like a 4-player or like a 3D version of Smash Bros. To best compare it to something. The original game was a bit more 1v1 than this was. So we're going up against some pretty difficult opponents here, but yeah, you collect 3 gems and you can basically transform. Generally, when you're transformed, you have a lot of really powerful abilities at your disposal there. You usually get about 2 super attacks there. And, yeah. Ah, shoot, I think we all missed that elevator there. Can suck missing that elevator there. Okay, I don't know how nobody else got those power stones there, but sure, I'll take it. Julia's already dead. Which, with all respect, is probably the character I wanted to get rid of the most there. I don't mind if either of these other characters live here. Doesn't really matter to me who lives or not here. And I had no control over Wang Tang dying there anyway, so... This stage is really cool. If you can make it all the way to the top, there's a hidden, like, alien that's... not really a boss, but, I'll save the floating area for later if I can. The arcade mode of this game is pretty short. I think it usually should only take about maybe 10 to 20 minutes or so, because it's an arcade game. I think I've talked about this game before, though, and kind of why I was, like, so shocked that we're, you know, playing Power Stone 2 in 2025 is because this game was kind of lost to time. It's never been officially re-released until essentially this year. The last time that these games have ever seen a re-release of any kind was on the freaking PSP, and that was in 2006, which was dang near almost 20 years ago. So, God, it feels so surreal that the 2006 was like 20 years ago now. But yeah, that was the last time these games were ever given like a re-release until now, basically. And I should also kind of mention, whenever this collection first came out, whenever we got word of the announcement, it was back in, it was going to be released, I think it was May 17th or 18th, I think, of this year. And I looked at that date for 1 second, I'm like, I'm in Calgary for a convention that weekend. And, yeah, I was in Calgary for Otafest that weekend, so I was like, shoot, I don't know how, like, what I'm gonna do to play this that day, basically, when it came out, because, you know, on one hand, I'm like, I really want to play this, on another, I'm at a big ol' anime convention, basically, so, but yeah, I did play it a little bit there, and by a little bit, I mean, I actually double-dipped this collection and got it on my Steam Deck, and played it a lot when I was in Calgary on the Steam Deck, and I went to the convention, and they had a big display of this game in the free play, because, I think it was for Extra Life, I think, was playing it. Oh, shoot, I didn't realize Falcon had his super there. Falcon might be trying to make a comeback here. Oh, shoot. Alright, let's see if this hits here. It went for Falcon. Yeah, so I played this whole game at the convention at Otafest, and even the guy who was running it was like, you ever played this game before, or ever hear this game? I'm like, I was playing it this morning because the collection just came out. So I played this whole game at the con. I then went on a goose chase with one of my cousins to try and find it that night. It was because it was a Saturday night, and I'm like, we were literally, like, most stores were closed at the time, but we went to, like, 2 different Walmarts in the Calgary area, trying to find this game. And I'm like, you know, so this is a weird-ass boss. If you've never seen this, this is, definitely a weird freaking boss fight here. And Gunrock's almost dead here. I at least have a grasp of, like, how to fight this guy now, anyway. You kind of just want to destroy his legs here. And once you do that, he drops down, and he has a target on his face here. There's a guy in the cockpit of this guy, and shooting you with energy balls and whatnot. You can actually get in the cockpit here, but he's not doing the attack I need him to do there. Yeah, you need to get him to do this here. I think I might have... Yeah, I was too far away. Somehow I almost got on there. It is possible to get on there. In fact, there's like a in-game achievement on the collection for doing that. And thankfully he does still lose health for destroying his legs as well, so that's at least a good sign of things. It'd be nice if I could destroy his... Or, like... You can, if you get on top of him, you can fire that laser at the mech. I'm just gonna defeat him now. It's no point trying to fight him the other way. But, yeah, so I played this game at the convention. I went on a goose chase with my cousin trying to find it one night. And yeah, it was just, it was a memorable ride, even if it kind of ended in a failure, except, like, none of the Walmarts we went to had it, which was weird, and I'd never seen such, like, a desolate selection from a Walmart. Like, it was very just the first-party stuff and nothing else, like no other third-party Switch titles. Maybe something like Minecraft or a Lego game or something, but like nothing that you would expect to see elsewhere, basically. So I went to the next day. We went to a GameStop there in Calgary at a mall there, and I got the last copy from that GameStop there, which was good because we were kind of on our way to the convention, not oh shoot. Oh my god, there's so many Power Stones in play here. Can't tell what this chaos is going on here. I love this song, too. I don't think the remix is quite as good, the 2K25 one. I love the song a lot in the original game, though. Oh, shoot. Ryoma has 2 stones as well. Yeah, totally not the Indiana Jones life here. I'll take that. If I get far enough ahead, I'll activate that. Give these guys a lot of hell here. I just love Cell's, like, robot form here, you know? I always loved his, like, big spike wheel. I remember when I was a kid. I first heard of these games because I had a friend who, for some reason, a friend of mine had the PSP version of this game, and I don't know why. Because, like, I never would have suspected this guy to probably even have a grasp of, like, what Capcom was, and I never really even, like, grasped really what this game was, but, how I remembered it was, I saw a couple episodes of GeForce Cheat at the time, which was a show about, I've talked about this, I know, in a lot of videos, and in my Twilight Princess LP in particular, but, don't turn me into, like, a weird cat statue there. Let's see who this defeats. Probably, yep, Gunrock. I kind of would have rathered him live than Ryoma, to be honest, but yeah. Basically, I had a friend who had this game. I read about it on, like, GeForce Cheat, and, like, saw a few episodes of it, and then I saw, a few years later, there was a Screw Attack video of, like, top 10 games we wish were made, and Power Stone 3 was in that. This is also a really annoying final boss fight as well. Terminate the boss. These, like, clay statue, or not clay, but like these wooden statues are definitely kind of on the annoying side. They don't really flinch compared to most other enemies or anything. I sometimes just try and stay clear, because, like, your ally can do some of the work for you there. Can you not attack me there, asshole? Yeah, especially when they get guns, they can be annoying to deal with. I usually just try and conserve as much as I can for the, like, the real difficult battle here. Maybe this might help a little bit here. A little bit, I guess. I never really tried using a Cell's big kind of mecha there. But yeah, no, it was a really, like, wild and kind of memorable goose chase we had trying to find this game. I did eventually find it at that GameStop, and got to play this with some of my younger cousins who would have never heard of this game at all if not for me. I can tell you that. You know, you get kids freaking out over what's the new fashionable game. Like, I'm even in this weird mentality where I still think games like Fortnite are still like the new fashionable thing. And here I am playing and getting hyped over arena brawler from freaking how many years ago was this? 19, like 25 years ago. This is Dr. Erode here. He's a pretty difficult boss here as well. I might have just gotten a lot of lucky hits in on him there, actually. I usually like to just kind of stay back and throw stuff at him here. If you can get the stones in the arena, that's really good. Yeah. He's almost dead, actually. There's definitely a lot of power stones here. I can definitely finish this. That's gonna finish him there, I think. Usually if you can get quick enough to get your supers off there, he's not too bad. But he definitely gave me a lot of trouble my first times through. So yeah, definitely, like, made for a very interesting, like, first... How should I describe it? Like, definitely a very interesting experience for most of 2025. Or for that, like, particular time. I didn't really, like... I don't really have too many friends who play these kinds of games, which is, like, the unfortunate thing, because this is a really killer party game. And it has, like, great online and everything, too, this collection, but... Yeah, there's also just something really... I find something really aesthetically pleasing about games from this era, you know? There's, like, a lot of whimsy and magic in here. Why is this so quiet here? Like, I don't know, I have this, like, the audio turned up, like, as loud as it can go in OBS here, but it's just really, really quiet for some reason. Let me look at that there. That might be why there, actually. I'm gonna turn this down so this doesn't overblow this here, but... That should be better sounding there now, I think. The end. If that's too loud now, just let me know there, but... Yeah, so that's it for a little-known game called Power Stone 2. I'm gonna do just a couple of other quick, like... I might just do a match of Project Justice and CVS 2, because, like, they were kind of the other two big games that came back in this collection as well, so... Let's do a match of Project Justice. I've been listening to the music again in this game lately, and God, I forgot just how good the music of this game is. I am terrible at this game. I'm gonna be the first to admit that, but, like, there's something just wonderfully pleasing about this game here. I'm gonna go with the main Justice High trio, at least at first here, but... Okay, I see we got two Kyosuke's, I guess, but... There's something just so, like, aesthetically pleasing and just really unique and wonderful about this game. Like, listen to the music in this level, in this match here, because it is that freaking good. I'm not gonna try and explain what's going on here, because quite frankly, even I don't really know. God freaking grabs here, seriously. But yeah, this was, like, kind of Capcom's big 3D fighting game at the time, and... or one of them anyway, like, their attempt into doing a big 3D game. I didn't finish it, there we go. And, like... I'm not great at this game, but I love the... just the presentation and everything really about this game. I think it looks... really, really great for its time. I still think it looks really great even now. Yeah, I just adore pretty much everything about this game. I'm just terrible at it, because... old fighting game and... I can remember how to sidestep. I know that's a mechanic in this game, but I keep messing the thing up for it. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a super finish. That he somehow lived. No, never mind. Let's get that out of the way there. Let me just make sure I'm gonna... do one more match of this here, and... let me go... I like Roy. I was doing pretty good with Hinata there. I didn't really show Kyosuke off there last time. And let's get Akira in here. I like her as well. I was listening to this song on Spotify here. This soundtrack is on Spotify, the 2K25 one. This song is so good. I think I'm gonna use this song in my 2025 recap thing this year. Oh wow, I'm surprised that actually got off there. Uh-oh. Oh crap, I'm being grabbed and pummeled there. I'll try Akira here. Akira's kind of like the fan favorite of this game, because I know she was added to Street Fighter V. Which is like one of the first times that series has ever done like a crossover like that. I know big air combos are like a big thing in this game. Oh crap. Uh-oh, I'm getting double Hadoken'd here. Uh-oh. No, getting grabbed out of that. Yeah. I'm not great at this game. I'm gonna be the first to admit. I love the presentation and everything about it. I kind of just wanted to acknowledge it here. Yeah, let's, I think that now I want to say the game audio is too loud here. I'll do one more game in this before we'll switch to something else here. I want to do a thing on CVS 2 here. Which soundtrack am I on? Original sound. I like the original soundtrack a lot more for CVS 2 here. And hey, Kyosuke is in this game as well. We need to get London in here. That's kind of the iconic stage here. The beer stage is also iconic too. Did I pass London already? I totally did. There's London. I'll go with C groove. I usually go either C or N groove. I think I usually kind of like C groove here. Give me Terry and... I know he's not good in this game, but I'll take Kyosuke anyway, and... thinking Yuri. Why not? And yeah, I'll make Terry my ace here. Maybe I shouldn't have picked him first there, but... let's just go random here. Dan, Geese, and Sakura. That's... something. You know what, let's give Dan the egg roof here. Who's ready for some true love making here? I also thought I was going to be fighting Dan first, not going to lie. That's something there. Ooh. Screw you, dude. Enough with the predictable crap here. But yeah, no, this was a great game to finally get, like, a re-release of here, because... Again, not a game I'm good at, but... Okay, thank God I at least got a hit off there. I can't believe I struggled that much against... No, I can believe I struggled that much against Geese. I can't believe I struggled that much against a ratio 1 there. Good job, Dan. Your super still sucks. Ow. At least I got a few hits in on him there. Alright, Kyosuke, we didn't see you in the other game, but other than like when I battled against him there. I want to like Kyosuke more. I know he's like not a very good character in this game, but like I think I wasted that. I'm pretty sure that was like the really, really cool super in this game. He does like a team attack. Okay, if I can at least beat Dan here, that would be what I would ideally like to do here. Thank God that worked. Ooh, that barely worked there. Who's loving this true love we're making here? Ow. Alright, let's see if I can do this with Yuri. Also, I didn't realize that was, like, if you look in the background, you can see Rouge from Power Stone in this here. I did not realize that she was in the background of this. I know on another stage you can also see Edward Falcon as well, and I did not realize that, like, there was any sort of, like, Power Stone crossover in this here, but... Okay, that was actually pretty good there. There we go. Whew. Good job, Yuri. I am the Grandmaster of Kyokugen style. You didn't stand a chance against me. I think it's in this game, Terry has like a really funny victory message where he says something like, "You need a lot more to defeat me, you weak scrubs." It's the way he says it though is just the fact he calls somebody a scrub. It's like, jeez. But yeah, no. Fighting Collection 2, really awesome. Has great, like, mostly all great games, great soundtracks across the board here. You want games that just ooze a certain... It's for a very niche and specific era, but if you want games that just ooze the early 2000s and have great music and great galleries and all this stuff, like, I won't show everything here, but you look at stuff like this and, like, realize how much of a work of art, like, the artwork in these games is, you know? Like, you don't see stuff like this anymore, man. You really just kind of takes you back to a certain era and certain time and place, you know? I love this Power Stone 2 artwork here. I love a cell in the background there. I know I'm pretty sure on Steam especially, like, I think part of why this game is so big in the file size is almost just these art galleries. Like, these are some ridiculously high-res scans of all these pieces of art here. So, like, God, I just love the aesthetic and the presentation of this game, man. Of all these games, really, you know? But, yeah, Naruto, yeah, the classic manga aesthetic is just, it's really, really freaking strong in these games. Plasma Sword has some really sick art. You want, like, as close to a Star Wars, like, fighting game. I could be wrong. I remember hearing that, like, Plasma Sword was meant to be a Star Wars game, or originally might have started development of as such, but, like, Capcom couldn't get the rights to it, so they made their own thing. And then probably better than that actual Masters of Terras Kasai, I think, whatever that Star Wars fighting game was on PS1. But yeah, no, this game's awesome. These games are all really awesome here. And let's move on a little bit to another awesome game here that is also very definitive of 2025. And if I can find where my game case is, I know I took it in here. Did I set that somewhere? Oh, I set it on my bed. That would be why. I'm gonna say this next game here, if it was any other year, would have easily been my game of the year. Yep. You knew we were gonna have to talk and play this one for a little bit when talking about the games of 2025 here. I also have to change... don't have the shortcut for that. I'll have to do this the manual way. Hold on a moment. I thought this only applies to Twitch and not to YouTube, but oh well. Give a good idea as to what time we're changing here. We're playing some Donkey Kong Bonanza here. Since when did this game have a software update? Okay, I guess we're doing this now then. I should have probably checked the other games to see if they also had software updates. I don't think Mario Kart does. We'll play Bonanza for a little bit, and then we're gonna switch to Mario Kart, we're just gonna do some, if we can, we might try and do some lobbies with that. Some multiplayer with Mario Kart, and then we'll play some Air Riders, pretty much the same thing with that. But yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza. I think any other year, this would have been easily my game of the year. No hesitation about that. I think that just kind of goes to show just how good of a year this truly was otherwise. It's so good to see Donkey Kong back, and I'm gonna keep spoilers brief here. I'm just gonna maybe play the beginning of the game here. Yeah, I'm gonna start a new game here. I honestly don't remember if my save file is saved near the end of the game or not. Like, this game is really, really awesome. Far off the shores of DK Island. I'll play a little bit of the beginning of this anyway, just to kind of reminisce, but I gotta be real, like, when we were talking earlier about, my initial reaction to the Capcom Fighting Collection 2 trailer. I remember being initially excited just at the prospect that there was a new Donkey Kong game. I wasn't, like, I was excited for that, but I wasn't, like, hyped initially. Like, I remember when I heard DK's moans there, I was like, new Donkey Kong? And then this was like our first look at it, basically. I wasn't really sure what to think at first, because I feel like I'm one of the few people still who really likes Donkey Kong 64, and I've always wanted like a new 3D DK for like the longest time. Cliff Notes version, this game turned out to be even more awesome than I thought. I do kind of think that, like, the first trailer didn't really do it entirely, like, not that it didn't do it justice, but my hype skyrocketed a lot after that second trailer, like, the major reveal of this game. One of them, anyway. I think it mostly kind of came down to it from the trailer as well, like, I'm just gonna say it straight up front right now, this game has a main vocal theme that I think you only really hear during the credits, I think. It's a track called Breakthrough Heart of Gold. It is such a good song. I've listened to that on the Nintendo Music app so much this year. It is such a great song. And when I heard, like, when the Game Awards did their medley, they actually used that as the song to represent this game, and it was so good hearing, I think everyone who knows this game, it was so good hearing, Pauline's voice actress. I think her name's Jenny Kidd, I think is her name. Hearing her, like, sing that song was just so good. And it makes me really want, like, a live concert to hear all these Nintendo songs. Game audio's kind of quiet. This is about as loud as I can put it here, Ardo. I'm still trying to get used to this whole new setup here. So, see, I'm looking at the volume sliders here. This looks like it's about as loud as my microphone is. There's also just no music in this area either, to be fair. Oh yeah, I remember this here. You have to kind of do this. But yeah, I played this game so much when it first came out. Like, I was really, really shocked just how great this game truly ended up becoming here. Because I love 3D platformers, I really do, and, you know, knowing that this game was made by the same team that made Mario Odyssey, which was pretty much my game of the year in the first year of the Switch's lifespan. Sorry, Zelda and Xenoblade fans here, but Mario Odyssey was also really good. Yeah, they definitely, like, I'm glad they waited for making Bonanza when they did, because I know that there was actually an interview where they said this was, like, planned for the Switch 1, but that, they weren't able to make the game they wanted to make on the Switch 1. It would have been, like, a 30 FPS game, and they wouldn't have had, like, any of the... You couldn't really break nearly as much stuff, they said, so... It wasn't really until, like, 2020 or 2021, I think, when it moved to the Switch 2. Bananas. I really do love this version of Donkey Kong 2, like, not to get too into it, but, like, there were so many, like, love letter things about this game that really just kind of made this feel very special as far as a DK game goes. I hear they're still doing that a lot with some of the newer updates. Like, I haven't done any of those, but I know there's, like, a lot of, like, collectible trophies of things. If this is still quiet, let me know, but this is, like, legit about as loud as it can go, and it sounds loud, at least in my ears anyways, so... Or DK. Well, game over, Majora won. Kind of forgot this is how this game pretty much starts off. Now that I think about it, you don't really see that other part of the surface now that I think about it. Just little things I'm noticing upon playing this again, but... I love this version of DK so much. Like, as much as I love the classic, like, the rare design, like, I do love how expressive this new DK is as well. So... yeah, the devs of this game just did such a magnificent job with this game. Target Isle Cave-In. Wonder what fell. Ah, DK. Okay, what a relief. Was your britches when the mine collapsed? Looks like the entire Ingot Island mine was pushed underground somehow. Already surveying the damage down there. Else just found it. Fell after us. I sure hope everyone's okay. Yeah, I ended up, I think I basically 100%ed everything. I don't know if I actually got, like, I'll mention it here if I remember what button. Yeah, there are upgrades in this game that you use with, like, skill points and whatnot. I don't know if I ever actually got all of those, but the only one I missed was, if it'll even show it here, not the apple juices, but the other juice upgrade, I think, which I wasn't using at all because I never was in any, like, danger of running out of that, so I just prioritized, like, all the actual power-ups more than the juices and other things like that. So I know I definitely got all the gold bananas, though, at least in the base game. I don't remember if the DLC actually... what exactly all got added in the DLC. I only played it like a couple of times, but it seemed pretty fun from what I played of it, at least. Just kind of moved on to other things at the time. But yeah, no, this game really is truly, like... you know, like I said, any other year, this would have probably easily been my game of the year, honestly. Just a really, really solid action-adventure game that proved you just kind of... yeah, that's kind of what I was alluding to, Ardo, like, I didn't want to, like, go through all the grinding of, like, buying the gold bananas in the shop there, when all I needed was, essentially, like, juice upgrades that I wasn't using, so I'm like, I don't think that's really that necessary at the same time. Hey, it's a rock. I like how the rock is, like, the voice kind of reminds me of Gur from Invader Zim a little bit. It's a show I haven't seen in a long time. But, yeah. Gotta love random enemies here, mostly made of glass. Adele to make some music. Who knew DK was such a good whistler? Sure, we got a rock. The Odd Rock has decided to join you. Now, the power of Odd Rock's voice. I do like how this kind of serves as a... like, direction of where you can and can't go, basically. Again, we're not going to be playing this game too long tonight, but I want to at least play through, like, the first kind of little bit. I think my only other nitpick I remember from this game is that, like, most, if not, or correction, almost all the bosses in this game were kind of on the laughably easy side. There's only, like, one particular boss that, like, really legit impressed me, and not for spoilers, it's the last boss. Anyone who's played this game, you know. I'm not going to say anything else from here on, but that fight was incredible. The rest of the bosses, though, I would not say were anything that remarkable. Ow. Just dumb case of timing there. Just gonna ignore some of these things here. Get a shortcut down below. Now, other than that, this is, like, easily one of the best games released this year. I'm just glad that DK got, like, a lot of the attention he finally deserved this year. Bad monkey, you say? Pretty simple stuff. That's, like, honestly what most bosses in this game kind of feel like. Like, even compared to stuff like, say, you know, something like Mario Galaxy, like, every boss had, like, essentially 3 hits to defeat. Like, I swear to God, the cycles are even less so in this game compared to earlier Nintendo platformers. banana. And he's just gonna jump in, isn't he? Well, I guess I actually have control over that, but... Donkey Kong Bonanza. It was a pretty good start to this game, if I do say, but yeah, this game really, start to finish, it introduces a lot of cool stuff that kind of keeps it going. It only really gets better and better as it goes along, too. I think, come to think of it, one of my other nitpicks of this game here, in a way, is that... maybe this is kind of something I didn't realize until, like... partway through... Like, I'm not crazy about the... sorry about that. Sorry, yawn. I'm not actually too crazy about the soundtrack of this game, in a way. I'm taking the... better collection thing. I was just saying, I don't know if I found the music that memorable in this game my first playthrough, other than a few select songs. But I think also there's a setting kind of alluding to that. Where is it? If it even shows it this early, I'm not sure. Yeah, Bonanza vocals. Wow, this game's not even subtle about something here, but... Yeah, I didn't know that was a setting until very late in the game, so I basically heard the same, like, 3 or 4 songs for the entire game, and didn't really change that until, like, when I was already in the Pulse game, so... I think that's kind of my other nitpick in a way, is that, like... I just didn't really find the music as memorable, I guess you could say, but it was still... Yeah, there's some really great tracks in this game in particular. Like I said, the main vocal theme of this game, Heart of Gold, is such a wonderful track, but would I say I remember that many other tracks in this game? Other than one certain redacted one as well. Oh yeah, fossils were a thing in this game too, yeah. That was also another really cool thing. Some really clever references with those. Where does it show that? Yeah, you can see the fossils here. Usually most fossils in the world were references to past Donkey Kong games. I thought those were really, really clever. Funny enough, actually, I think I was looking at this here. I know YouTuber Steven Plays did a stream of this, like, Oh, it was a while ago, but where he's at, he was uploading the segments, like, he does, like, his Let's Plays live now, I know, and, like, records the segments as, like, smaller parts of a bigger VOD, and I know the video he put up today, I'm pretty sure is the one with, like, the start of the endgame stuff, so... I think this is kind of the other area. I'm kind of meant to have more, like, bananas at this point, but I guess I can show this off here. There's, like, hidden mini-levels in each area here. I thought this was a really clever thing. I know Mario Odyssey has something like this as well. There's little hidden areas, and I think there's usually 3, well, I think the thing on the outside kind of implied that there's 3... I'm not gonna upgrade anything, actually, right now, to tell you the truth. There's 3 bananas in this here, usually one kind of in the middle, one hidden one, and one at the end. I'm guessing this is the hidden one here. Or just a bunch of these. There's a hidden one. Into the thorny nook. I guess here's a question for everyone else, kind of in this, like, kind of watching this here, since I guess we're on the topic of reminiscing 2023, I guess, or 2023, God, 2025, the years are all blending together to me. But what are some of your guys' favorite games this year? I know that I honestly would say this was a pretty dang good year for video games, generally speaking. You know, I said it before, I genuinely do think that the Switch 2 actually had a pretty solid first year, if I'm being honest. Oh, the bridge is out? Really? Oh, that would probably be it there. I'm playing some of my favorite games this year tonight, but... I see what we got going on here. I was pretty sure I could pick that up. I guess you can't because it's an explosive one, but... Get out of here, dude. Oh, right, there's multiple of these. I kind of forgot all about that. Feeling that was not gonna work there. Oh well. This kind of feels in a way like one of those games that, like, you know, would have been wonderful to experience on like a, you know, I'm sure a lot of kids probably got this game for Christmas. I'm sure it's probably a big one for a lot of people to experience. Almost gives me kind of Mario Sunshine vibes, being able to cling on the upside down of these kinds of things here. Could be wrong. I want to say that was one of those fossils I didn't find until quite a bit later. I know that you can buy, like, the maps to show where all the fossils are and whatnot, but... which I did a lot after a certain point because money was not too hard to get after a certain bit. I should be a speed runner, man. No, that would probably be a really bad idea. I'm not really that in the know of doing certain things. I just happen to like some Bonanza and almost dying to these things. Oh my god. Is there a boss up here? No. Or, no, never mind. No, definitely not a boss. Punch power, definitely getting that. In other news, I guess I can talk about this a little bit. Since it is New Year's, I was actually basically given another 5-day weekend. From now until next Monday, I have off here, so... definitely... not sure exactly what I'm planning to do, like, especially after New Year's kind of picks in, because, you know, tomorrow I'm gonna be very busy. I have a very involved video I have to edit, followed by... I guess I can kind of announce this here now. Tomorrow evening, I'm actually going to be playing a video game with some friends. Actually, my buddy Artemu in chat is also involved in this as well. We're playing, we're going to be playing the GBA Zelda Four Swords, which I'm interested to play because, like, I've played, I'll talk about this, like, probably whenever we get to it, but, I've played the DSi version of Four Swords. I've never played the original, because I never had a means of playing it, because the original requires multiplayer. I am interested and excited, and our friend, Elite Four Elijah is also joining us as well, so it's gonna be the three of us. Same crew we did, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror with last New Year's. We're playing a different GBA multiplayer game, so that should be fun. I am really looking forward to that as well, though. So yeah, that's happening tomorrow, and I still have to edit my clip show for tomorrow as well, so... yeah, if anybody remembers any great moments from this year, then feel free to let me know as well, because I'd love to include some of the moments in that. Meyer bananas and the surface. Ancient record. I love records. I have a vinyl record player. Oh, I thought the rock on my thing was one of these, like, enemies here for a minute. That was a little awkward there. In other news, other than me playing a lot of Pokemon Scarlet, another game that I was gifted for Christmas that I started playing actually was the Insomniac Spider-Man, which was originally on the PS4. I've been playing it on the Steam Deck lately, because it's also on PC. I've been enjoying that. I'll say that, like, I always heard, like, good things about Spider-Man, but I was always, like, I'm not a big comic book person, and I was never really super big into Spider-Man. I was, like, I felt like lately, especially, like, with all the Tom Holland MCU movies and all these other things, like, I always felt like Spider-Man was just kind of everywhere, but I can start to see a little bit why people do really like those games, though, because the new games are, they are good. We'll talk more about that later, though. Probably just do this section, then probably call for the Bonanza part of this year. This part is pretty gosh darn wild. And plot twist, The Rock was really a young child after all. I love this version of Pauline. Like, this is exactly what anxiety looks like, man. That power awakened DK's Super Saiyan form. So yeah, from here on out, I basically heard almost nothing but this song and the other forms of this, like, the other form songs, basically. This was a really awesome thing, though. Admittedly, the trailer did, like, talk about this here and wasn't really so coy about it, but na na na. go Bonanza again. It's so easy to refill this here. Right, I forgot how slow the charge up is at the beginning of the game. I'm used to the charge from when it's fully upgraded there. I find it kind of wild that, like, they didn't really... They kept so much of the first trailer, like, Pauline was a complete secret by then, and then, like, she's revealed within, like, the first hour of the game, and, like, never turns back into the rock form again. I don't think, anyway. Maybe she does at one point. I don't honestly remember, but...
Do you want to find a way home together? Pauline? That's nice of you to say. Wait. What? But I want to go back to the surface. If we go deeper underground, we'll never get home. My greatest wish will come true? And yours too, DK? I guess we have to go then, don't we? Thank you, Elder. I don't know, DK. I'm scared. But, okay, let's go.
Pauline is now your friend. And your friend for this entire game. Pauline's scene to activate Bonanza transformation. So yeah, this truly was, like, an awesome game. From here on, I think the game only got better and better as it went along here. The worlds are all really wonderful.
Sound like me again.
I really love DK and Pauline's dynamic. I'm gonna be real, I don't usually like most of the, like, I don't usually like Pauline in most of the Mario games, and to be fair, I don't usually like most of, like, the princess, like, most of the female cast in general, like, outside of, like, I like Toadette, because, I don't know, I like pink characters for some reason, but, this is my favorite version of Pauline by far. Like, she just has so much, like, personality and character in this version. I really hope we get, like, this version of Pauline and DK in more spin-offs sometime, rather than, like, if we're gonna have a lot of the other baby characters and other things, like, at least have, like, the child Pauline, honestly. Like, I feel like she just has so much more character and personality than, like, half the other babies and other characters that exist. So yeah, normally whenever I was in this, like, souped-up transformation, I was hearing na 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 na, like, the entire time, and that's kind of why I didn't really hear much of this game's soundtrack, so yeah. But yeah, DK Bonanza's a really, really lovely game. Definitely worth the experience if you haven't played it already. One of the Switch 2 masterpieces so far. I think it's still gonna be that way even until the end of the Switch 2, honestly. Like, I said that games like Mario Odyssey were still defining Switch games, like, basically from the get-go, and this is definitely going to be one of the defining Switch 2 games from here on. I know some people are kind of divisive about the whole, like, DLC thing of it, but I don't think that hurt an otherwise, like, easily, like, 9.5 out of 10 quality game here otherwise, like, you know... That's the way I view it, though, anyways. So... Yeah, I already have that purchase there. I think you have to... I forget when exactly you can do the DLC, but I know it's, like, a little bit into it, though, anyway. How about we switch games here? And this one, actually, I won't need to switch my cartridge out here, because... it's a game I have physically. If I go into it here, we are going to be playing... Yeah, let's play Dokapon Kingdom. No, we're not playing Dokapon. I have this, though, which is funny enough that I have to get a group together to play that with sometime. Ardo, I think you have Dokapon, don't you? We should definitely play that sometime. Yeah, no, we have to play Gex Enter the Gecko, because why not? No, we're not playing Gex here either. I have been playing that lately, though, a little bit in my spare time. No, the other game we are playing right now is... I passed by it here. I definitely passed by it. We're playing Mario Kart World here. I have to change the name of the game again. Alright, we are playing some Mario Kart World here. I know some people, like... I'm not sure how this is gonna work exactly here. I'm gonna see if I can open, like, a lobby here or not. No, I don't want to do that. How do I open a lobby here? Is it under... friends, or... well, out of all these people here, I know Mind Reader is my friend Morgan, and he's the only one of these four here who I know. The top two are two of my younger cousins. I know they don't own Switch 2s. I know Mackie is my friend Mackenzie, who I'm doing Mario vs. Donkey Kong with. She doesn't have a Switch 2. Mind Reader is my friend Morgan, and now he's the only one of these four who has a Switch 2. I need to see how I do this here. You won't be joining Ardo? That's all good. I don't know. Well, maybe I'll just do some online races in general. I'm curious. I haven't played Mario Kart World in a long time, to be fair, so... Okay, I apparently joined a room here. This will start soon. Guess I'll go to Toad's Factory. This is probably going to be a race 2 there. I'm gonna be real when I say this, like, I'm gonna say this just straight up front. As somebody who, I'm gonna be honest when I say this, as somebody who didn't really enjoy the last Mario Kart game, I feel like a lot of things about this game are kind of overhated in a lot of ways. Like, I think this is genuinely a really, really great Mario Kart game. You know, like, yeah, this is just a public Wi-Fi room here. I'll have to figure out how to get into the... I don't know if I'll be able to do, like, a custom lobby like I can for Air Riders here, but I really do love this game a lot, though. Like, I didn't really enjoy the last Mario Kart game, and I feel like a lot of issues I had with that game were fixed in this one. I know there was a lot of issues people had with this one, but, like, you know, I almost feel like I don't even know, really. Like, I feel like the hate for this game was almost a bit overblown, and I don't know if that's just me from saying that because, like, I was so tired of the last Mario Kart game, or just tired of playing the same game for the last 11 years at that point, because we have been playing Mario Kart 8 for, some of us anyway, have been playing it for on and off 11 years now. I've been playing that since, like, the launch of the Wii U version, and I didn't really enjoy it as much then. Mario Kart 8 definitely, I think, got a lot better over time, and I feel like this game's only going to get a lot better over time, too. I think they're, like, probably only bound to get more updates for this game a lot over time. I see someone got a Kamek there. I like aspects about 8 Deluxe, but it's definitely one of those games I do have a lot of problems with. Very, very specific ones, typically, that, you know, some of which couldn't really be helped a little bit from being, like, a deluxe port with, like, all, like, the DLC included. I felt like it didn't really add too much that wasn't in the original version. But I really liked Mario Kart World a lot. Like, I felt like, I think a big part of it was also just due to, like, changing of certain mechanics and whatnot that just kind of made it a more fun game for me as well. I definitely agree 8 Deluxe definitely has a lot more stages going for it, but I kind of see it as a quantity over quality situation in a lot of times, because I don't know, I definitely felt like there was a lot of issues with a lot of 8's extra content was, like, kind of, like, a lot of the DLC was just kind of repurposed from Tour, and I felt like that kind of hurt a lot of, like, the stages for, like, ever getting a chance to come back, basically. But yeah, okay, I don't know if I want to be playing in a public room here or not. I know some people are watching this who are probably like, oh, dude, shut up about, like, your bad take about Mario Kart here, but, like, I don't know. I like this game a lot more than most people is what I'm basically getting at. I don't know if I can do a... Okay, I can create a room here. I don't know if I can see where my, like, room code is here. I forgot they added the music volume option here. If other people can't join this, like, I genuinely don't know if privates or not can join something like this, but yeah, I did really enjoy kind of just the... I feel like this would have been a game I would have loved a lot as a kid, because I loved just kind of exploring the levels and free roaming and whatnot, and I feel like that kind of aspect would have been, like, a lot more fun for me, like, 20 years ago. Um, I feel like that's still, like, a very fun aspect about this game. The other big thing I remember from this game here is that, you know, at first I had some difficulties within it, because at first I'm getting used to the Grand Prix, and then, you know, the game, with 24 players, it tends to get a little stupid sometimes. So, my first couple of Grand Prix, I really did not, like, get a good feel for it at first. And then I played the rest of the Grand Prix with a few of my friends after that. And, like, I just thought it was really fun going through all the courses and, like, unlocking everything. And that was a satisfaction I have not felt in a Mario Kart game. I shit you not, in so long. Like, I'm talking at least definitely more than 8, definitely, like, probably more than 7, even though I thought 7 ended on a pretty good note as well. Probably since Mario Kart Wii, I felt like there was actually, like, a certain satisfaction of unlocking everything, and that I'm gonna say it straight up front, I feel like that's something that I wish I could experience again all over for the first time. That joy of, I think I got this Peach token already, looks like it. Yeah, I don't think we can quite do the, like, private lobbies or whatever. I feel like it has to be people on the friend list, which is kind of annoying. I guess I'll just do a Grand Prix, I suppose, then. I also I love Toadette's conductor outfit as well. I'll look through some of the characters in their outfits as well, like, Mario has the Sunshine outfit, which I always love. Yeah, I really love most of these outfits a lot, like, they just add so much more personality to a lot of the characters. I think Daisy has some really great outfits as well. I like this version of Daisy as well, in particular, like, you know, she has some pretty cool outfits. It was fun, like, going through these and trying to find all the costumes as well, and trying to figure out. DK still only has the 2 outfits. It really makes me think that, like, they do some sort of Bonanza DLC for this, but I don't know if they will or not. Bowser has some pretty suave outfits here. Yeah, again, I really love, I love the soft serve outfit for Toadette as well. I think this one's just adorable, but I pretty much always just use the conductor outfit. King Boo has some really cool ones. Wario has some interesting outfits. This game also just has such a good soundtrack as well. Like, it is a crime this soundtrack was not nominated for, like, best score at the Game Awards, because say whatever you want about this game, but its soundtrack is that good. It is one of, like, the best soundtracks you'll listen to this year. I really hope most of it can come to Nintendo Music at some point soon, too. Rosalina also has some really gorgeous-looking outfits as well. I love the Aurora dress. Her touring outfit's great as well. The babies get some cute outfits as well. I still don't like Baby Rosalina as a character, but to each their own, I guess. And then, yeah, just all the random enemies and a lot of the weirdos that made their playable debut in this game. Yeah, we got Cataquax, man. Chucksters and the Rocky Wrench, and good old Conch Door. Of course, we also get the cow, we get the dolphin. Good old coin coffer, we get Charge and Chuck. Oh, and I guess that's pretty much it there. It wouldn't be fair if we didn't play as the cow here. He was seen as, like, kind of the OG classic here. And you know what? I want to do a special one on the Special Cup here, because this is easily, like, the defining cup for this game, I find. Like, my experience playing this with my friends here, when we got to this point, you have to unlock the Special Cup by playing all the other Grand Prix, and I think you have to get, like, the trophies a certain way. I forget exactly how it is, but when we unlocked this here, like, I was playing with my friends Darren and Mackenzie one night, and I started going way too early there. I don't know, Darren kind of just either gave up or left by this time, but, like, I was so invested by the time we got to this here, because they kind of really build up Rainbow Road in this game as being, like, a really wonderful track, and by the time I got to it, I was so into it that it just, like, I'll have to talk about that whenever we get to it here, but it was so good. It was honestly, I must say it's straight up front, whenever I played Rainbow Road for the first time this game, probably my favorite moment in all of gaming this year, and I'm being straight up front and saying that. Even if I like some other games more than Mario Kart, like, no other game made me feel what this game did. And I think that's a true mark of a great game. I feel like it'll I know, like, I've said this about some other games before, but I feel like it's only a matter of time before this game also probably starts to get some sort of an update, too, because, like, Mario Kart 8 got updates for, God, how many years? 11 years? Not consistently, because, like, Deluxe was out for, like, 5 years before the Booster Course Pass came out, so yeah. Oh, Kamek. That was another big thing people said that was, like, the controversial part about this game was that, like, the unlocks were completely random and whatnot. And it is true, it was very much random. There is actually an update now that lets you adjust the items accordingly, and you could have matches be nothing but Kamek, which is insane if you do that, because matches just turn into chaotic cluster trucks at that point. But yeah, definitely helps for unlocking all the characters. I got them all before that, though. I'm gonna say it's straight up front, and this is maybe a hot take here. I'd rather do something tedious and a little grindy versus do something that's legit, like, hard as hell. Like, I know people would say that, like, there's a certain, like, something certain about doing something that's, like, hard to unlock, something that you feel a certain satisfaction, but I didn't really feel any satisfaction unlocking Gold Mario in Mario Kart 8. I honestly thought that that was, like, a legit, just not fun experience for me. I would honestly take all the Kamek unlocks versus that one unlock, and I'm being dead serious when I say that. So, what songs we got playing here? Sprawling Savannah from Mario 3D World. There's so many songs in this soundtrack. It is such a great soundtrack, man. That's another game, like... Ardo, I know me and you and Nate played 3D World, like, a long time ago when that first came out on the Switch, and... Like, I have not really touched it much since then. I might have played, like, a couple of levels on my own, but I have not really played it much since then. I wouldn't mind, like, going back to that again, considering... I always, like, say I want to give, like, 3D World another shot one of these days, because, like, that's another game I wish I enjoyed more than I do, but... It's like, I always have fun whenever I play it, but it's always, like... It's not something I go back to, typically. I don't want either of these items. This stage is pretty neat, even though this Mario Circuit's been in, like, so many games, but it's, like, a neat little combination of pretty much every... Or, like, it's, like, 3 different Mario Circuits from the SNES game. I know that's another thing people want them to add for this game, though, is just the... Like, either ability or just, like, less, like, frequency of the tracks changing so much and just kind of have the standard 3-lap tracks again, which I can kind of get in a way. Like, I do think that it's, you know... I like the driving to other level stages, but I can understand in a way you kind of just want to play, like, the 3 laps on a standard level, too. I think it can also be interesting, though, doing certain stages backwards at times. Can we talk about how insane this year was for racing games, though? I know I've probably joked about that before, but we had a new Mario Kart, a new Sonic racing game, a new Kirby Air Ride, a new Garfield Kart, if we want to go down that rabbit hole. God, Garfield Kart, that's a game alright, but... It probably wasn't in any, like, interest of the dev or publisher, but, like, they really probably should have delayed Garfield Kart to next year, because it kind of got cooked by everything else, honestly. There's some other, like, crappy licensed racing game I saw this year as well, and I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. God, this, like... I don't know if it's just my monitor or what, but, like, the sky's, like, so bright here, but I think it's also, like, I'm used to playing this game on my big screen TV with, like, HDR and everything like that turned on, so... That was another thing, at the very beginning of the year, I went out and bought a, I guess not intentionally, but, my old living room TV just kind of shit the bed, like, around this time last year. It was, like, basically around the very start of the year. And I don't know what happened to it. It just stopped working one day. And to be fair, I've heard people say it was, like, it wasn't, like, a super fancy TV. Like, it was something we got at Canadian Tire on a Black Friday sale one time. And it wasn't even, like, a high-end fancy, like, smart TV. It was only a 1080p screen, and the smart functionality, like, it had, like, YouTube and Netflix on it, but the remote was terrible, and, like, I remember talking to my dad whenever we bought it, because I was the one who picked it up, and I was like, I kind of want this, like, 4K TV here, and he's like, well, we have this other one here is a smart TV, and we wouldn't have to use the Roku for it. I went back to using the Roku after only, like, a week, because I hated the remote on that, like, new TV we bought, so, but yeah, that was back in 2017, and then it kind of just shit the bed at the start of this year. Screw you. That is such a dirty thing. That is such a dirty thing to, like, pass a blue shell with, but so beautiful at the same time. Yeah. So my old TV kind of shit the bed, and then that was when I went to Best Buy and I bought a pretty nice, like, 4K smart TV that's kind of become my main gaming TV. Not my thing when I record or anything, but just whenever I'm, like, just relaxing and whatnot. Like, I always play on that, and I bought that because, like, even back then, I forget if the Switch 2 was announced back then or if it was, like, rumored or whatnot. I think it might have still been, like, rumored, but yeah, I kind of just bought it just to, like, almost future-proof in a way, because, like, the rumor was that the Switch 2 was gonna be on the way, and that was gonna be this 4K thing, and I was like, I'm gonna future-proof this now and get this while I can. And I was really glad I did when I did that, you know. So who's ready for easily, I'm gonna say it straight up front, the best, like, moment in what I would say the best gaming moment in 2025 was for me? Because, like, they built up Rainbow Road so much, and you have to unlock it in this game. You have to unlock the Special Cup, and they build it up as this really awesome thing here. And it starts off this is, like, the stage where I have to drive to Rainbow Road to get the full experience in it. Because you see this star show up off in the distance here. Like, the build up to this stage is so amazing. And then you get here, and then you're finally here in Rainbow Road. I'm gonna say it. This is the best Rainbow Road in all of Mario Kart. Full stop. It is easily, I think, the best Rainbow Road. And I don't even think that's a recency bias. Like, look at the freaking length of this track here. And everything else about it. I really do genuinely believe this is the best Rainbow Road that we've ever gotten in this series. I think, like, honestly, this stage alone is my reason why I like this game a lot more than I ever liked Mario Kart 8, because I didn't like 8's Rainbow Road very much at all. And then this one was just that good. But, yeah. And then the music changes from lap to lap. You have this section where you're, like, in the water here, and it's all, like, pretty and crystalline and everything. You have the train there, which makes some occurrences throughout the series, or throughout this level here. There's so many nods to past Mario Kart games, like, so many, like, little references here and there. And you get here and you're just like, okay, then you fly out to, like, this space station here, which is honestly, I think, better than the space station in 8. The music changes here as well. Like, this really does feel like... It's very much an homage, I think, to, like, 8's Rainbow Road, and, like, also 8's SNES Rainbow Road with these thwomps as well, which are also, like, you know, SNES Rainbow Road. It's a cool section that doesn't really overstay its welcome here too much or anything, which I like a lot. And then, I honestly thought this could have been almost it for the course here, but then you circumvent around to get the last lap here. Oh shoot, I'm gonna fall. No, this ain't where I want to fall here. Okay, whatever. And then the music here, this is so fucking good. Like, you really think nothing can prepare you for this. Like, you think you've seen it all, and nothing just prepares you for how peak this moment really is. That is such a good, such a goated moment in gaming right there. And then this goalpost, which is insane and enormous as well. I feel like the word peak doesn't even describe how good this Rainbow Road truly was. It is such a perfect ending for this game, man. That is such a goated moment there. But yeah, I think Mario Kart World's, honestly, I'm gonna say it, I think it's underappreciated. It has some problems, sure, but, and I think it really is only gonna get better with time, because, I mean, I've said it before, like, I genuinely think that 8 had a shit ton of problems at launch, stuff that no one really kind of seems to remember, because that was 11 years ago on a system almost no one had, but, like, you know, it took a long time for a lot of 8's issues to kind of get sorted out, and, you know, it became a better game as a result, but, like, the launch of that game, I don't think people remember how rough that was, but, yeah, I think all 8 really needs is just a little bit of extra content to really, like, or all World needs is just a little bit of extra content, and yeah, we'll have something that's truly great on our hands as well. I think what's here is already genuinely really great, but you know, just even driving around is already really fun as well, and yeah. Definitely a game for 2025, I can say that much for certainty. So yeah. I'll do one P-switch mission here. So we got Steam Gardens from Mario Odyssey. There's also some remixes I never expected to hear. Like, would you believe it took until this game to get a remix of the Yoshi's Island Final Boss song? Like, genuinely, it took this long to get a remix of that. This is just a lap race here. I honestly thought this was, like, something else for whatever reason. Shoot. I think I still have plenty of time for this, though. Assuming the CPUs don't get in my way here, which is... I kind of don't think CPUs should be allowed to get in your way in something like this, but... We build your homes. Oh, I didn't want to retry that. Oops. Alright, let's, probably say goodnight to Mario Kart here, because we have one more game we're gonna play here, and this one I know we can do an open lobby on. Anyone who's watching is free to join, and we're gonna play the game I did not... If you told me this would happen a year ago, I would not believe you. We are playing some Kirby Air Riders here. I've definitely streamed this game already a couple of times, I think. Let me change the game title on Twitch here. I see I have a account I need to ban here. I don't want one of those cheap account bot things. I can say, like, just being on YouTube, I definitely don't miss that from Twitch. I mean, I'm on both, I guess, but to those who switched over to streaming on Twitch, I honestly don't, or who switched over from Twitch to YouTube, I honestly don't blame you in that regard, because, yeah, the last game we're playing tonight is Kirby Air Riders here. I don't need to explain anything else about this game that I haven't said already. This is such a good game. Like, I like Mario Kart, but I would never have imagined in my life that Kirby Air Ride was going to get a sequel in this year of all years. Like, I said it before, the fact we got a new 3D Donkey Kong for the first time in like 25 years, the fact we got a return of Power Stone 1 and 2 for the first time in like 20 years, and, or almost 20 years anyway, the fact we got a new Kirby Air Ride for the first time in over 20 years is like, it's insane to me. Like, what did we do to deserve 2025 here? I admittedly, like, I was so into this game, like, I put, like, 60 or so hours into the first, like, month or so, and I 100%ed everything in this game just because I was that into it. Like, I have every achievement board completed. You know what, let's, for fun, let's look at the machine market and see if we can find anything. I don't think I bought anything in the machine market last time I played this, so... machine market. Let's see what we can find. Who doesn't love looking at some funny machines here? Praying I don't find anything cursed or offensive here. It's kind of a funny Starman. Oh my god, the fact that it breaks away too because it's a swerve star, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, we have to get that. That's too great. That's way too great. I like view a different... Yeah, I can view a different background on that there. I was gonna say... That is way too great. I feel like that's something I should know and just don't. Same for this as well. That's a cute Kirby. I feel like this is supposed to be some well-known mecha, and I just don't know what that is. We got the... Wait, Lola and Nalala. Gengar. Get a Rocky. Not sure what that's supposed to be. There's Marks there. That's kind of a neat Marks design there. It's like the... It's like in, like, Triple Deluxe when you have the hands and stuff and the walls that, like, push you into the screen. Oh, that's a cute Clefairy. Oh, that's really good, actually. It's like the Diamond and Pearl game corner. Even has, like, the logo in the... Yeah, okay, I'm getting that. That's way too cute, man. I love Clefairy. I thought this was Registeel's design. Is this Regirock or Registeel? The colors are making me think Regirock, but for some reason I thought Registeel had that eye pattern. Starmie again. Yeah. Let's start some races here. We're gonna do some, online stuff here. If I can do that here, we'll open a paddock here. Leave this open to anyone here who wants to join. No amiibo here. Playstyle, this is gonna be for live streaming. And I'll have to put on the paddock message here, whichever, is it this one? Yes, I need to change the code here, obviously. Where's my Santa hat? There's my Santa hat.
Transform Star.
Do I have any good designs here?
Paper Star.
Let's throw Mithra in here, I guess. And is somebody else in the lobby already here? Or... No, I guess not. I hope this doesn't give me weird connection issues or anything like that, because I know last time I streamed this game there was some weird stuff that went on there. I'm just going to start I'm gonna do a quick race on some of the levels here. I'll probably start a city trial here momentarily as well, but yeah, anyone's free to join this. If you're watching and hanging out around, feel free to join. We'll just be racing on Mithra here because, which is a word choice I never thought I would say, but I also don't know if Paper Star is going to be a great vehicle for this level here, especially since one of the CPUs is on a Jetstar here, but I guess we'll see what happens. There's health in this here. I did not remember. Shoot. Probably should disable that part of it, honestly. For the races anyways, because my vehicle has no health. But yeah, no, this was such a surprise game for this year, like, and from what I've seen and generally read, like, the reception of Air Riders has been, like, legit really, like, spectacular as well. Like, everybody I know who's played this game has really, really loved it. It really does feel like, you know, Kirby Air Ride if it had 3.5 years to make instead of 3.5 months like the original game did, basically. And in that regard, like, you know, the single-player mode was a really surprising treat. There's just a lot of, like, little options and little love and care that went into this game that you just wouldn't really expect out of a game like this, but I'm glad they finally got to make, like, a really, really great follow-up game to this after all this time here. I should still win that, yeah. We won riding Mithra. That is a definite word choice if I've ever said anything. Okay, I'm gonna start, I think I might just throw in some city trial here, because why not here? We're gonna stick with Rick here, because, come on, we gotta. It's Rick here. Rick was the one who kind of defined this game and the hype for this game, you know? Please, just show me Rick. Please, if I can finally get him, if I can finally get him. That's such a wild moment from the Kirby 64 LP. Do.
Paper Star.
I'm on Appa. Yip, yip. Machine Market's such a funny thing in this game. It definitely does add a lot of life to the game here, though, otherwise. It's a Steel Ball Run. Isn't that, like, the name of, like, an upcoming JoJo's Bizarre Adventures season? Thanks for the bomb there. Oh my god. How am I still alive, man? Oh, it's the event. Never mind. I was like... That was the bomb that drained most of my life there. Yeah, every time I, Oh, and there's a Hydra in play. I see how this is. Oh, why is that out and about? Who the hell left this just on the ground here? I'll take the...
Transform Star.
Yeah, I like Transform more than Paper. This one looks like a GameCube controller. I did not mean to fall down there. Oh my god. Please tell me I... Okay, at least keep my legendary machine piece there. Why are there so many pieces just scattered around here? What the hell is going on?
Hydra.
Okay. Shooting stars in the sky. Trying to see if I can attack. Oh my! Oh shoot! UFO! Shoot! I need to hurry, scurry to that. There's another Leo here. Hey, look! It's a Destrya coming to destroy Capitown. God. If anyone who hasn't seen that yet, I recently did a video of ranking every single episode of the Kirby Right Back At Ya anime series. If you have not seen that, I would definitely recommend checking that out. It is a fairly long boy video, but it's definitely one of my favorite videos I've done in a while. You just stole my Leo. You do not get a chance to live after that. Hey, you jackass, come here. I feel like half the time I try and, like, attack enemies, I don't freaking get anywhere, and then suddenly I take one hit and lose my whatever power-up I have, basically. That just dropped. Dang it. Give me that. Okay, I'm in some scary territory now because I have 2 pieces of Hydra here, and there's a giant FU laser but right behind me, I think. I need to find that other piece of Hydra there. I'd rather have Hydra over Leo if given the choice. Need to find that other red box there. It is kind of weird that, like, the music does feel like it feels like it's meant to be played with the 5 minutes, but doesn't really loop the best for the 7 minutes. I need to get away from this thing. Grand Wheelie, can you not? How did that thing chase me that far down? That was kind of ridiculous there. Everyone's gonna be attacking that. Can't be that hard to find a red box here. Could be in this underground section here.
Plasma.
That might be something there. Ah, it's just a jet power. I love you, jet, but not quite what I'm looking for right at the moment. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the last piece of Hydra here. Or even the last piece of Leo. Like, I haven't seen either of those there, which is impressive when there's 2 legendary machines on the market there.
5, 4, 3.
I apologize to anybody who's, like, tuning in and doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I mean, in which case, I don't know if you're at the right place for this. Oh, man, this is gonna be not great. I think I have the long jump mode here. Yeah, air glider. I'm feeling a smidge kind of tired here. I'll probably do, like, 1 or 2 more city trials and then probably call it there. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting that far there. Freaking Slick Star. How in the world is that getting so far there? Not really my best run of city trial there, but it is what it is. I wonder if anybody else is even in this lobby here. I mean, sometimes it's not a public lobby that people know is being streamed here. Oh, no, there is somebody else in here, so... Oh, and somebody just has a trial, like, ready to go right now, sure. Thanks for, joining, Blank Face. Thank you. Gotta love Rick the Hamster Man. Dee da dee da doo doo. Dee da dee dee doo. Oh, just no CPUs here. I got it. And Skya music again. It's gonna be a bit strange with no CPUs, but not that I mind too much, it's just strange, you know? I'll take... Okay, I got Appa again. I have way more Paper Stars than that. There's way more than just Appa, Mithra, and whatever else. Yeah, thanks for readying the next city trial there. Funny blank face person. Not sure if you're somebody in the stream or not, but thank you for stopping by anyway. So yeah, does anyone have any plans for 2026? I have like one thing planned for 2026 other than like my next Let's Play, which I have started recording, and I've alluded to it so many times. It's a game that, a game I not first played, but like first finished this past year. I'll probably be able to drop more hints off, like, as the time rolls by. You might have even seen me playing it earlier this year or earlier this stream, honestly. Like, you could kind of see it from my Switch menu there at one point. It is definitely a game that exists, I can tell you that for certainty. This freaking song, man, I swear to God. But yeah, my big plan for early this year, which is happening sometime in April. I don't like that Buddy's right behind me using a special there. I cannot get my height. I think it's just, again, I'm playing as, like, Rick, who's kind of a notoriously grounded character to begin with. Like, I'm used to playing as characters with better flight, like Meta Knight. But yeah, my big plan for this year is to, I have tickets to see the band Triumph in the end of April, which I'm really excited for, because, you know, Triumph is such a great band, and they haven't toured or done much of anything since... God, when did, like... They did a couple of, like, one-off shows in, like, 2008, I think, but they haven't really toured since, like, the early 90s. So, I'm really excited to be able to actually say that I saw the band Triumph live, you know? Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot! I don't know if I wanted to see a Gigantus piece there. What the heck got weird with the music? Is it just because I'm big here? I didn't think that messed with the music there. That could be another Gigantus piece there. Sure is. If I get the third piece, I'm not gonna regret turning into Gigantus if I get that third piece there, so... if you don't know what Gigantus is also, this is gonna be kind of your spoiler warning here. If you haven't seen that yet. Oh my god, this might be it here. Yup. I am so sorry. God, this is... This is so stupid. Why would you... Why would I have access to Gigantus in a 1v1 lobby here? Like... If you've never seen this, it's... I don't know how else to describe this. It is... Words, I never know what to say whenever this shows up here, and I, for some reason, always seem to be the one who gets this whenever I play this, whenever I do end up getting this. It's a rare legendary machine, but for some reason I always seem to be the one who gets it whenever I do see it. I think only one other time I saw, like, I forget if it was a CPU or somebody else I was playing against get it. Kind of boring. It makes the rest of the city trial honestly kind of uneventful because that's all I get to do for the rest of it. Just go around and destroy shit. I'm taking damage at least. I know that you have to unlock Gigantus as, like, a... Like... From, like, clearing the story mode, basically. And, like, people were reporting that if you went online, like, on day 1 or whatever, people who already did that would have access to this thing, and were just, like... A lot of people got spoiled on the thing of this. Just kind of dumb, but in a way, it's kind of how this game was designed.
2, 1, time.
Time for something equally stupid here. Because, I don't just get to control this in the normal city. Stadium event is also... Well, I kind of just said it. All Riders versus Gigantus. I feel so bad for this Taranza player. I don't know if you're actually here at the stream or not, but...
3, 2, 1, go.
And again, maybe they might have an easier time trying to deal with this here, just... I don't even have to defeat Taranza, I just have to survive this here. I mean, I feel like I can just do quick spins and there's almost nothing Taranza can do against me here. See, I have pancakes on top of my thing here. Sorry, Akechi, even my Doomsday machine has to have pancakes. You can't get too close to me there, buddy. I'm actually taking quite a bit of damage here. Taking a good bit of damage, but... Oh man, I actually did take a pretty good bit of damage there. I think I still got this. This fight is really, really awkward and difficult to win. There's even an achievement for beating Gigantus in a certain amount of time in single player. Gigantus victory. Yeah, that was kind of unfair. I'm just gonna say it. I'm so sorry to the person. That's Gigantus for you, though. Thank you. Change my vehicle here. What other vehicles do I have? I have our Superior there. I have a Mudkip somewhere. I just don't remember what vehicle it is that has that. I think, is it just my Warp Star? Yeah, it's just my Warp Star as a Mudkip. I have a lot of other things, though, too, like... I have an Oshawa, too, apparently, I guess. And a Cleffa. I have a Mystery Machine, a GameCube. You know what? We have the Phantom Thieves of Heart vehicle. You know what? Let's... Sure.
Dragon Star.
And I think I'll switch to a different character. I like him Meta Knight. Forgot I still have that freaking Santa hat on there. It's pretty funny. Alright. This will probably be my last city trial of the night here, unless something crazy or ridiculous happens, but I feel like it's probably going to be my last thing of the night here. It was fun kind of reminiscing and getting back to play a bunch of games this year, from this year, though. I think it's just gonna be us here, so let's, I guess, go ahead and get things rolling here. Kind of coming up on 3 hours of the stream, and I'm also getting a little bit tired as well. It'll be easily at the 3-hour mark by the time I'm done with this here. Okay, I feel like a lot of that was just the beginning bit of it, but... Oh, this is such a good remix of this song here, too.
Wagon Star.
Oh, I said this isn't a Phantom Thief mobile here. This is another this is like such a great song. It's a remix of the main vocal theme of this game. Technically, this is like the good ending credits music as well. I don't know why I said technically it is, but it's just such a great rendition of like the main credits theme of this game. Finally reached our long-awaited dream. Aki, can you not hear, buddy? I'm gonna take that key there. Or not. How did you retain the key even after I killed you? What the hell? That was, something of a enigma there. Oh, I'm not getting anything here. Maybe I should just not bother focusing on the event here. Usually I like to get stuff from the locked chests, but if you can get multiple of these, this is probably the best event to get the... There's an achievement for getting 2 or more all patches in a single game, and this is, I think, probably the best event to get for that. Oh, and of course, Buddy got 2 of those as well. I'll definitely get this here while I can there. And there's a Dragoon here, of course. I don't think I have enough to get to the other island. You mind, like, showing up here and smacking me with an electric web here, buddy? Psychic web. Oh, Dragoon and Hydra are in this here. That's lovely. I'll take that from you, Susie. Okay, love people just attacking me there. Is that the other buddy here? Might have been. Can we not get these events ruining the otherwise great music here? Could you imagine a Slick Star with this event? I forgot this was even an event here, to tell you the truth. Yeah, that was O-E or whatever the hell the guy's name is. Face, I guess I could say. Wasn't Face the name of one of the guys on the A-Team? There's Face, Hannibal, Murdoch, and who the heck was the last guy? something Barbarious, I think. Oh, I might be able to get to the floating island here now, actually. Oh yeah, I can definitely make that. That's so good. So good that I can make that there. I need to get back to watching the A-Team. I got the complete series of that on DVD a few years ago as well, and only saw like a handful of episodes. Oh shoot, this is a dust-up derby, not... I thought this was a race. Dang it, I wouldn't have entered this if I realized what this was here. I mean, give me this, please. I defeated a CPU. Very nice. I'm doing good here anyway, like, no one's really attacking me here, thankfully. Now they probably will, because it's just me and... I don't know, it's just this 2 CPUs left. Oh, did I win that? I took first, yo! Isn't free. I love this song so much, man. This is one of my favorite tracks in the game here. It's... This game's soundtrack is so... nostalgic, yet also very, like... I'm gonna attempt it here. You have your special as well. Shoot. This could be bad here if I'm not careful. I'm too fast, man. A Meta Knight and a freaking Jetstar right now. A symphony of speed. I don't think there's any other floating islands here. That's a much better run there. I've actually had a run of this where I completely maxed every stat, which is insane to me. Not target flight. Kinda want to do the boss, honestly. Probably not the best vehicle for it, but I feel like it's more exciting there. Versus Robo Dedede. And only 3 people went into this, so...
3, 2, 1, go! Plasma.
I just took an insane amount of damage there for no freaking good reason. Shoot. Oh crap. Give me that laser there. I find this fight kind of difficult and awkward, though at least, like... Okay, he's taking a shit ton of damage here, though. Like, I find he just has, like... I can never tell if I'm actually damaging him sometimes or not, like... You know what, actually? Oh my god, UFO. Frick yeah. It was my Christmas of, like, roughly, I want to say 2006 when I was, like, really, really into this game. Like, I don't think it was, like, that, like, I didn't get it for that Christmas or anything. I think I got it for, like, just around that time there. Oh yeah, I don't have enough,
3, 2, 1,
time to beat DDD there. That's unfortunate. We lost to DDD. What else is new there? Losing to a freaking raid boss. I feel like his health is so inconsistent and weird sometimes. Andrew exited. Nice writing. I don't even know who Andrew was, but sure. Yeah. I kind of hate to do this, but I am probably going to close out the paddock here. I feel like I'm kind of just getting a little bit tired. I didn't really announce this earlier, like, I was about to say, like, this sounds worse than it is. Like, I stepped on my foot the wrong way earlier when I was, like, almost done at work. It almost felt like I was spraining my ankle. It's not that bad. It's just a little bit sore. It's not like a full-on sprain or anything, but it definitely hurt like hell, and I've been feeling that all evening. There's a few things I still have yet to buy here. Oh yeah, still definitely a lot of things to buy here. God, there's so much random stuff to buy in this game here. Technically, yeah, I'm not done buying, like, everything in this game, but that's as much as I can buy for now, so. Like, there's a lot of decals I still have yet to buy. A lot of icons I still have yet to buy, also. A lot of wines I have yet to buy. A lot of effects I have yet to buy. Oh my god, there's so much. I still have a ton of accessories I need to buy as well. These are different here also. Oh my god, I didn't even realize 1, 2, and 3 all had different things there. There's different effects under each thing. Oh my god, I need so much coins here. That's kind of what I'll be working towards there. I think I have almost everything else there otherwise. So again, I keep going to the freaking machine market to buy stuff. I think I have everything here. So yeah, thanks everyone for kind of. I'll put on my actual other favorite song in this game here. I think it's under other, yeah. So, I really do appreciate everyone for hanging around and trying to make 2025 as memorable as it was. I can't really guarantee what the future's gonna entail sometimes, but whatever happens will happen, I guess you could say. Yeah, I don't really have too much else to say. I'm definitely kind of feeling this tiredness thing going on here. I'm gonna try my damnedest to have a video going live tomorrow, and when that's all done, we have a stream tomorrow night with Ardo and Elijah. We're playing Zelda Four Swords. I'll be streaming it on my end, and I think Elijah's streaming it on his end as well, so... Yeah, we'll be... That's gonna be a fun event, though. That's gonna be a really fun event. As far as my channel goes, I've said this before, but you can look forward to a Let's Play of a certain game that is a sequel to something I did a few years ago, and since then that game has had a newer re-release since my Let's Play of the first game of this series. So, yeah, you can definitely look forward to that. I've already started recording that. I feel like that's probably saying too much and giving it away, but oh well. Yeah, otherwise I think we're gonna call it there. I'm thinking we're gonna raid Slim on Twitch, because he's streaming a game called Danky Blocks. He's doing his GBA thing there. Yeah, we're gonna raid Slim here, so... Thanks everyone for tuning in. Again, I love this music so much. This is one of my favorite songs in the game. I've always loved the Kirby Superstar credits music here. Until then, though, I think we're probably gonna call it a stream there. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I need to get some sleep here. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Here's to tomorrow and all its fun New Year's Eve festivities here. Thank you everyone, and have yourselves a great day, a great night, and peace out.